How are you, learners? Last time we talked about National Assembly, which is also made up of two houses. That is what we said. A National Assembly and the Senate. We talked about National Assembly by then. And today I want us to talk about the Senate. The composition of a Senate, which is the second house in the Parliament. It's made up of 47 elected members from each county, nominated women members by political parties according to their majority proportion in the Senate. Then 2 members, one is a woman, a man to represent the youth. Then 2 members, a woman and a man to represent persons with disabilities. Then 1 ex-official of the Senate. In total, 68 in total. So Senate is made up of 68 members, the Speaker inclusive. So let us see the functions of the Senate. What does it do? It protects the interest of the counties in the government. That is the first thing you should know. It protects the interest of the counties in the Senate. Then secondly, it discusses bills concerning the counties. We said that Senate represents the Parliament in the counties. So it exercises oversight on budget allocation from the National Assembly in the counties. Secondly, another one, it makes and amends laws specific to counties. The other one determines the allocation of revenue to each county. Then it determines the county expenditure. How do they do their work? How have they done their expenditure? Then determines a decision to remove the president or deputy from the office. That is the work of the Senate. They are among the people who determines the decision to remove the sitting president or the deputy president from the office. Let us find out. We said we have 3 arms of the government. The first one was legislature. The second one was executive. And third one we talked about judiciary. Now we talk about executive. Executive, it's composed of the president, the deputy president, the cabinet, the civil servants. Its main function is to formulate and amend and implement government policy. Formulate. When the president talked about the curfew, it's not the president who went to implement. We have other organs that went to implement what the president said. So the president formulates. And later, other civil servants go ahead and implement what the government has actually said. Composition of a cabinet. The president, the deputy president, the attorney general. Then we have 14 to 21 cabinet secretaries. That is in the Constitution. 14 to 21 cabinet secretaries. That if we have less, that one is not in the Constitution. When it is above, somebody can go and challenge what is there. And actually it can be nullified. So that is the composition of the cabinet. Those are some of the pictures of the president, the deputy, and the cabinet secretaries. Responsibilities and powers of the president. Responsibilities and powers of the president. 1, he is the head of state. He is the leader of the government. He is the leader of the state and the government. Secondly, he is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, all of them. He is the chief. He is in charge of all of them. He's the one who can issue a decision for them to go and fight outside the country. He officially addresses a newly opened parliament. He chairs cabinet meeting. He's the chairman of the cabinet meetings. As we said, that he's the leader of the executive. So he is the chairman, or he is the leader. That case, he declares war or a state of emergency with approval of the National Assembly. It's actually his work. When there is a state of emergency, he's the one who approves. He's the one who declares, and then National Assembly declares. He abandons or clemency to the criminal. He's the one who can abandon the criminals who have actually jail term. He can forgive, let me say, he can forgive. Then he grants honor to deserving citizens. Then he dissolves the parliament, can dissolve the parliament. He receives diplomats on behalf of the state, diplomats on behalf of the state. He appoints senior public servants with the approval of the National Assembly. That is the work of the president. Up to there, I think we shall also learn something else in the next lesson. Thank you very much.